keeping the company? Because you benefit from it. Because you hear things. Because it passes to you. Because you're contagious. Your knowledge is spreads to the others. Because the company lifts up your heart. Because you feel a little bit lighter. Because the light comes onto you and radiates to the person close to you. Keep the company. Don't miss it out. Seek it. And come together. And then follow. Because these matters are matters for which you cannot be passive about it. Act upon it. Take the benefit from it. Tell and act. Because I say to you what it was said to me when I was a student of my Shaykh. And he said to me, Sidi Omar, everything that you need is within the reach of your hand. And by Allah, I didn't understand. But I knew it was true. And I did it without knowing with my head. But I knew with my heart. And I moved and I followed. Because I trusted. Because I had certainty. And I moved with certainty. And when I became Muslim, my Shaykh had many murids. Many murids. But I left everything I had. I followed him. Completely and utterly. And he has become here and leave everything. And I left everything. Everything I left. And I was happy. I had no doubt. And when he said this, and I went all my heart into it. And I saw the fuqara and they said, why they don't do it? Why they are not like me? And I went totally, utterly, without any doubt. That's how you benefit. I've never asked anything from my Shaykh, ever. Like, for example, give me knowledge. I've never said that to him. Never. It didn't occur to me. Because his company was knowledge. I was there like somebody who, is waiting for the drop of water to come in. And when others didn't notice, I was there with a hand to catch it. And I was in the little details. And when I heard his matter, I said, I'm going to do it. This is mine. I take that. Certainty. And move with certainty. And act with certainty. And then the benefit will come to you. More and more. In the form of seeing. You will be able to see with clarity. Clarity. Because the Sharia doesn't end with knowing this is haram, this is halal. This is the beginning of it, not the end of it. What is the end of this? Is that you take the Sharia like you put on your clothes every morning. Without hesitation, without any doubt, without any questioning, without any difficulty. And that the end of it doesn't end up with you. But it's not only your clothing, but the clothing of everybody. And when you think you have finished, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and now the next body. Now you have to clothe them. And when you finish with that, the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. So you have task ahead of you. You don't worry about it. You never said, well, now I know everything about the Sharia. For God's sake, you have not even started. For the full affair, which is within the reach of our hands, we cannot comprehend. Only Rasulullah was given. He of our masters, the highest of all of us, from whom we have taken a little bit. He just, he didn't, indeed just, with nothing. Difficulties? He is more difficulties. Poverty? He is more poverty. You don't know about poverty until you live. You're here. What they eat. Just follow the recipes. See what they eat in Medina. What was the kitchen of Rasulullah? And then you think about yourself and your poverty. You say, no, because I don't have biryani in my kitchen. Oh, biryani. Biryani. And this is well the greatest. And there will be nothing better. So money and wealth will not help it in this. It will cloud it. It will pick doubts, question marks in our doing. That's why you have to abandon it, live it. Be in it, but not part of it. Use it. But don't get engaged with it. Travel with it, but don't get attached to it. But get attached indeed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for whom He will give you nothing but good news. And you will achieve great deeds. And He will bring you into easiness and difficulties. And if you are wise, you will benefit from them, but particularly from the difficulties. Because they are both signs of the love of Allah for you. We cannot understand half of it. But don't worry. We know very little. Only your heart can contain this knowledge. Not your brain. So don't continue. Don't try. Don't try to put mathematics into it. It's not mathematical. It is light that when it comes into you, allows you to see. Trust Allah. That will always be the best advice. In case of doubt, trust Him. If you don't have any doubt, trust Him also. Trust Him. Full-hearted. I remember my Shaykh telling me another advice at the very beginning. He said, I only tell you one thing. When you join full-heartedly. And I did join full-heartedly. I knew that. I don't want to be 20% Muslim, for God's sake. I joined this, I want to do it all the way. Don't you think? Like you told me. The whole thing. I don't want a little bit. I want the whole thing. I'm greedy. 120%, if possible. That's the way. That's the way with Allah. Full-hearted. And you will see, and you will see, and give the company. Nothing of this can be done in isolation. Although there is benefit in isolation. As Sidi Ali Al-Jamal, better isolation than to be with the common. Those whose dunya is totally overwhelming now. This is the aristocracy of knowledge. These are the nobles, these are the sultans, as the Rumi said. Come to the company. Those people who come to this gathering, they could be doing something else. What has brought you here? Why are you here, not somewhere else? Because you seek knowledge, because you want knowledge, because there's something in your heart that says, I want knowledge, I want this, I want to taste this. You've already got it. Keep coming. And in the space in between, act upon it. Knowledge of Allah is the source of everything. Knowledge of Allah is knowledge of the inward and knowledge of the outward. And there is no difference except in the domains, for they are both equally important. That in this circle you will hear us speaking about the matters of the heart, and often you will hear us speaking about the matters of the Shariah with equal passion and intensity, for both are equally important. And we cannot do without the other. But if you follow these matters you will certainly become masters of the heart. And equally, in this circle, you become masters of the Sharia. Because you will know about the Sharia, what is essential. That what Allah has ordered is certainly true. That it can be done. That those who say what is halal cannot be done, they are foolish. Hypocrites. As Rumi said. For certainly, what is halal can be done, is possible. Is indeed the easiest of all the paths. And to see that, you can only see it with the heart. So ignore the calculator and move it to your heart. And let the heart move with it. And this is knowledge. And everything comes from here. And this is the source. And nothing else matters. And if you stick to it, and if you follow the commands, for only Allah will give you benefit. Nothing in this world will give you benefit but Him. When you become aware of it, and you surrender to Him, and you take upon Him, and you take on the prayers, on the nafila prayers, where the great benefit, the great secret is. And you take into that, and you put it into your heart, and you act upon it. Our Shaykh Darkawi told us. Then wait for extraordinary things. Wait for extraordinary things to happen to you. Things won't be ordinary, but great benefits will come to you. Great benefits. Take upon them. Take upon it. The beauty of this world isn't it? And what is outside this knowledge is ugly. Take upon these, and you will irradiate the greatest of all affairs, of all matters, light itself. Take upon it, so that you can serve your fellow Muslims, so that you can serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the source, and nothing else. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. And when you seek knowledge for action, remember this is not you acting. That Allah is the master of everything that you have, including your actions. The people have difficulty, have easiness to understand the world that has been created by Allah, but they have difficulty in understanding their actions. Our actions are also created. Now His rububiyyah doesn't stop. And knowledge of things, of the greatest. And when you understand that, then you understand true freedom. And where your actions come, and what you can do. And your will and His will. And what you want and what He wants. All these affairs, we will discuss in this. And you will benefit from it. Keep the company. And in action, remember always this, which is the motto of the people who conquered Alhambra. La ghaliba illallah, wa la ghaliba illallah. We struggle and we serve, but the victory doesn't belong to us. We struggle and we serve, but the victory belongs to us. يسير البركات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. يهدينا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.